And hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Talking Cafe Live, 20th of July, 2022. Not quite as boiling hot as yesterday, but we're still in summer and it's a lovely day. So let's carry on with our subject for today, which is the wonderful new Think Travel website from Somerset County Council. I'm Jane Lillis. I'm a village agent with the West Somerset team, working with CCS. And we're delighted to have with us today Nick Margerson and Ash Roberts from the Highways and Transporting Commissioning side of Somerset County Council, who are going to give us all the gen we need on this fabulous Think Travel website. I'm going to hand over to Nick in a minute, but one of the things I just wanted to say before we go into them is that I have already recommended this website to a client this morning, and the feedback already was it's a brilliant website. I was looking for a bus connection recently between Minehead and Taunton and wasn't sure which website to trust. I think this will become my staple one. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to Nick, and he's going to give you a basic introduction before we have a demonstration of how the website works from Ash. Nick, hi.
Hi, Jane. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, great to hear that we've had some comments already about the website and how useful that people are finding it, and hopefully people will, after the demo today, see what usefulness it has and the pros to being able to use the website. So if I give everyone just a brief introduction to the website, as Jane said, it's called Think Travel, and it's a one-stop shop for travel information, journey planning and booking. And its aim is to improve the quality and reliability of existing transport information within Somerset, and most notably providing information on alternative transport solutions such as community transport that have previously not been available in this format. People may be aware that there are other transport planners such as Travelline, but Travelline will just have public transport information and not include the holistic community transport information, which, you know, in this day and age, unfortunately, public transport isn't always available at the times that we want it at. So giving people the alternatives that are available in their areas, such as community transport and car schemes, that kind of thing, hopefully improves their accessibility to services that they're trying to reach. So key features, as said, there's a journey planner, which is an A to B journey planner with an interactive map to plot and show routes. And Ash will take us through that very shortly, so you can see how that works. As I said, there's also access to alternative transport information other than that of the public bus network, most notably, as said, community transport. And an extra feature that we've added is a community notice board area. And this, as opposed to the journey planner you have to sign up to on the website. But the aim of this is to help facilitate car sharing within Somerset, where people can request and offer journeys onto the posting facility here. Basically, what we're looking to do with this is sometimes you may find that there aren't any transport solutions. The journey planner will pull you up everything that is available, but sometimes there just isn't going to be something that suits you. So what we wanted to do was to create an area where parishes, groups, might be students at college, that kind of thing, could actually create groups and facilitate car sharing amongst themselves. So it may be a parish where somebody goes shopping, let's say 1 day a week, and they might be willing to offer a journey to somebody within their parish to go shopping with them. Something along those lines. Or it may be a student who's driving in from an area into a college, and they might want to to offer a lift to another fellow student to come into college. So that's where we see that sort of area aiding and trying to fill the gaps in the public transport network. We also have a booking facility for the community transport elements, where we do have an email for those providers, and customers can book journeys directly with providers when they found a solution. So that is the website in a nutshell. And I think probably a picture paints 1,000 words. So without further ado, I will pass you over to my colleague, Ash, who will take us on a little bit of a demo of the site. Thanks, Ash.
Great, thank you, Nick. This will be the homepage that when you first click on the link, this will be what you're greeted with. As Nick mentioned, the best function on the website at the moment is the journey planner. So on the home screen, we have a quick link to just start planning your journey right away. The other things you can see on here is the shortcuts to the two main sections. So we've got the shortcut to the journey planner and a shortcut to the notice board area. We also have 4 tabs at the top. So we have bus service updates. So from here, you can find out any more bus service changes in your area. So it provides you a bit more information and any links to any relevant websites that may be useful for you. We also have any service route disruptions. So this is updated weekly with any routes, public bus routes, which will have disruptions, and it should provide you with a brief description, what service is disrupted and the date this will commence. We also have a travel by drop down. This just provides you a bit more information about the ways you can travel around Somerset. So for example, we've got public transport, Slinky bus, community transport, community car schemes and cycling. And we also have a link for more information on concessionary bus passes. So for example, if I just click on one, provide you a brief summary of what traveling by bus means around Somerset, and provides you down here with a bit more information about what operators operate in the area. And likewise for the other areas, like the Slinky bus, provide you a bit of a summary. If there's any more information or links to other website, we'll provide a link down below. And if there's any relevant documents like leaflets, for example, we provide these as well. There is also a map function. So this is created in-house by SCC using layers on top of a Google map. So here you have an interactive map that you can zoom in and search an area. And over here we have a variety of layers. So we have community car schemes, community transport, Slinky, any shopper buses, and bus routes. So the first one I was going to show you, for example, is bus routes. So by clicking on that, it provides you with all the current bus routes, and by interacting and clicking on a bus route, it provides you with the route number and operator. And if I zoom out to give a better picture of the other layers, for example, this shows you coverage of where these schemes operate. So for example, community car schemes provides you with an area, and each separate area is a car scheme. So by clicking on one of the areas, it provides you who the operator is, where they operate, and any contact information or operating times. And likewise with community transport, show you a breakdown of where they operate and also the Slinky services. As Nick mentioned as well, on the notice board side of things, we ask that you create an account. There are community guidelines and terms and conditions that we like you to sign up for before you access that site and interact with other users on the website. But to access the journey planner, you don't need an account or to log in. Taking us back to the home page, I think there's There's a few quick links just taking you to relevant places on the site or other relevant websites like travel updates, which links back to the other council website called Travel Somerset. So this is more in regards to like traffic disruptions and stuff. And then a bit more information on how to contact us and terms and conditions, etc. So the first demonstration I was going to do is take us into the journey planner. So here, very similar to other websites that have journey planners and booking facilities. You input a from destination. So for example, I'm just going to use watch it and then a to. So you can put in here place names, postcodes, places of work. It should find a majority of those. And then you have the option to select either depart and after or arrive and by, maybe using arrive and by if you're trying to get somewhere for an appointment. And then you select which date you would prefer to travel and also the time, so the hours and minutes of leaving. We also have two other buttons. So we have accessibility. So from here, you can filter on criteria and route options. So the first route option is prioritizing routes, the fastest routes or the fewest changes or with least walking between stops. As on the public transport section, it will provide you with a breakdown of each leg of the journey. You can amend walking speed, maximum walking time, just to suit your needs. And any mobility aids that might be necessary for your journey. So here you can select if you need staff assistance, if you have a wheelchair or any assistant dogs, for example. So it provides you with results that suit your needs. And then the map function is similar, just input in your information, but you can interact with the map. And by double clicking, you can either choose to start here or end here on the section that you've chosen if you don't know where you live or your location. So I'll do a search to give us an example of what the results page will look like. So as Nick mentioned, we pull the public transport results through from Travelline. But what makes us different on this website is that we bring through all those alternative transport options that are in your area. So from here, you will have community transport, car schemes, and any slinky services that operate within the area that you search for. Sometimes these won't facilitate the whole length of your journey because some of these schemes only operate within a certain area. But we provide booking forms and contact information to get in touch with them and see if they can help on any leg of your journey. And then the last section of the results page is notice board posts. Obviously, being a fresh and brand new site, there isn't any that match our relevant criteria. So the Watch It to Taunton journey, but hopefully the more people that utilize this function, the more relevant posts that will be provided on that section. Just dive a bit deeper into some of the results, show you how they look. So here for the public transport, it gives you a depart and arrive time, any changes to the journey in terms of like bus changes. And here it gives you a quick diagram of the legs of your journey. So there's a little walk to the bus stop, it catches the bus at Somerset 28, and then a walk to your destination, and it gives you a duration as well. We do have early and later buttons. So if the results that are showed on screen don't suit your needs, then you can use those to view later options. By clicking on the details button, we've provided the user with an interactive visual aid, just where we have color coordinated legs of the journey. So as you see just below, we have yellow for the walk-in and red for the bus journey. And by interacting with the map, you can see these legs of the journey of where you need to go. It also provides you with how many stops, what the bus stop is and where the bus will take you, and then estimated walking time, etc. And if we have some more information about the bus that you will be taking, we do provide quick links to purchase tickets ahead of time or view regular timetables for these services. And you do have the option to save or print the journey as well. Going back to the results, as I said, with the alternative transport, we try and provide some key information about the operation, about the service. So we do the operating times, the contact information, any websites that are useful to find out more information. And as Nick mentioned, we provide a book and inquiry form that you can fill out and fill the journey that you're looking for and the time and number of passengers, etc. And that will get sent directly to the operator of the service. In terms of the notice board side of things, as you can see, it's asking me as the admin to log in. If this was your first time visiting the notice board, it would ask you to sign up and create an account. So once you've created an account, if you logged in, here you will see straight away a search function. This is to search for a particular place, a parish, a village, place of work possibly, or you have the option to select a from and to destination and find results that match what you're looking for. Or straight away you have the option to create a post. So through here, you have the option to either offer your transport services or request transport services. So if you're looking to car share with someone, here you can put in an offer request and try and get feedback. When you select one of the options, it gives you the option to post in the global open post, which is visible to everyone visiting the site. And also from here, if you're part of any groups or pages within the notice board, you can post directly into those as well and just provide a bit more information about what the journey you're offering is. And then also we just reiterate what the community guidelines are before you post. Back on the homepage of the notice board, we have two tabs. One is view groups. So from here, you would get a short list of the newest groups that have been added to the website. Then you also get a full list of all groups that are currently working. And also it gives you a status of what you are within that group. So for example, I'm not part of this West Coca group, so it's asking me to join. But if you're a member, it would say you're a member, or if you're an administrator, it would say you're admin. And if you've requested to join and you're yet to receive acceptance, then it will notify you as well. So that's how to view all the groups. And then there's a tab just to view the groups that you're currently part of or administrator for. So anyone can go on here and create groups for their area. And then down below, we just have the most recent 10 offers and the most recent 10 requests that have been posted to the site. As you can see at the moment, it's yet to be utilized by anyone, but hopefully more people that we can get using it, the more traffic we can get to this area of the site. I think I've covered everything. Nick, could you confirm that you're happy?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much covers it. So I think we're probably at the point of taking any questions from anybody.
Yep. If we've got anybody out there live, then please introduce yourself. And if you've got any questions about the new Think Travel website and how it works and how it can help you, then please do pop your questions into the comments, and we can see if Ash and Nick can give you an answer here and now. If not, and you have other questions after the live transmission has finished, then please do add them to the comments on the Facebook page, and we will make sure that those questions get to Nick and Ash and get passed on. A couple of things that came up in my mind, Ash, as you were going through.
Yep.
Well, the first was it wasn't a question so much as I was just so delighted to see those community transport and community schemes and the Slinky bus options coming up there as alternatives where bus services are perhaps scarce, because particularly covering my area of Dulverton and Exmoor, that is often the case. But the question really came about because, and in fact, while you were just doing this demonstration, I was having a go myself, because I have already had one inquiry about transport between Dulverton and Bampton, which is of course in Devon, and I was like,
Okay.
is it going to stop at the border? Am I going to try and put in Dulverton to Bampton and find no, there's nothing? But because there is a bus that runs, yes, it came up, which I was really pleased about. But presumably there is a limit to where we border with our neighbouring counties as to where you go.
Yeah.
In terms of public bus routes, what it will do is it will show you any public bus route that is starting within Somerset. So as you said, there is a link between Dulverton and Bampton, so it will show you those public bus routes. It will pick up because some community transport groups will go out of county, depending on their services and what they're providing. I don't know whether the viewers know, and I'll explain a little bit about what the Slinky service is, because maybe people don't always know what the Slinky service is, but it's council run sort of community transport services, I suppose. It's our demand responsive vehicles. So essentially, you can call up and request journeys for these services. We also, in the Taunton area, have a community transport scheme, whereas in other parts of the county, those are done by individual groups, such as Mendip Community Transport in the Mendip area, or Community Transport Southwest in the Yeovil area. In Taunton, there wasn't one, or the one that was folded. So what the council did was took that on many years back. So they do have a community transport service which deals really with more group type bookings, whereas the Slinky service is really sort of trying to be a replacement bus service, but basically going wherever you want it to go within an area. So it does tend to stay within a particular area that it serves. And the reason why we do that is so that it's not that we've got limited vehicles. So therefore, if you're constantly taking it out of area, it becomes very unuseful for those people still within that area. Yeah. So we have to try and keep it to within limits. But so the Slinky service operates. We operate in all districts within the county. Again, it is a bit of a limited service, but we have been growing it over the years and have added new services to that, such as Langport was a new service that we added, and South Petherton, that was another one. And we also have only at the minute a day a week, but we have a Yeovil town service as well, which could be very useful to people. It works on a Wednesday at the moment, but it's very underutilized, so I'm trying to promote that as much as I can, because I think it would be useful for people within Yeovil itself to get around. They are fully accessible vehicles, and most community transport vehicles are. But to get back to your question, so some services will go out go out of county, but some will stay within. But as Ash was sort of saying, it's probably best to, once you've got the details, is to actually ask the group themselves. Most of the bigger community transport groups run the Slinky services for us. But they also have their own services. So if they can't accommodate you on a Slinky, they might be able to do something with their own services. So always worthwhile asking the question.
Brilliant. Okay. Now, the one other thing that came up for me, I haven't actually registered to use the site as yet. I've not had a need to do that. But what I wondered was whether, as with, for example, Google Maps, once you're in there, you can save, for example, your home location. So it's always there as your starting point, sort of thing. Does that same thing apply?
Not with the journey planner, because the journey planner you don't have to sign in.
Okay.
So it's only with the notice board area that we ask you to sign in, and that's because we have some guidelines that we want people to adhere to.
Fine.
And there is an age restriction on that. So you have to be, it's a minimum 18 to be able to join that. But again, where I did sort of mention at the start, it may be useful for students. Again, parents could do something for their children if they wanted to be able to set up a group, that kind of thing. And we tend to find that a lot of this stuff goes on Facebook anyway. The amount of people that have said to me, we kind of do all that kind of stuff on Facebook. So what we wanted to do was to create a transport place for that to happen.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I can see those groups actually being very, very useful. And I was even thinking, I know we have a great community transport scheme, TA22 lifts, over in the Dulverton and Brushford area. But we've got outlying areas from there that perhaps are beyond their range, particularly as volunteers are hard to come by at the moment. And I can see that possibly that notice board could work very usefully for some people who are perhaps falling outside the scope of the community transport scheme.
Well, I think there's a lots of community spirit out there, and I think what it's trying to do is harness that. As you said, there are community car schemes, and what I see the notice board area as being almost a community car scheme light. Whereas you don't have the formality that you would have to set up a car scheme, which is essentially car sharing, somebody offering their services to somebody else. So therefore, what we've done is to try and sort of create a space where you don't have the formality of a car scheme to set that up, but you can do it informally. And as you said, it may be people within a parish. Sort of bordering Dulverton or bordering, in an area which is very rural, and people within that community might say, well, look, I do this journey every week. I go and do this every week. I'm quite happy to offer somebody in the community a lift when I do it. So it enables those people to contact each other, I think. And as Ash says, you have the option to keep those posts within that group if you want to. And people may choose to do that. So they can invite people from their parish to join the group, but alternatively they could globally offer those transport requests, or try and find an offer within that group, within those groups that's set up. But as we sort of said, it's in its infancy at the minute. So the more people that join, the more useful it becomes.
Yeah, and I see that, and I think absolutely brilliant initiative. I think it's going to be so helpful to people. And, just to say again, I've recommended it to a client this morning and got an absolutely glowing thank you back for it. And I think that, that in itself is just a recommendation that everybody needs to go and have a look. If you're needing to find transport options around Somerset, then please don't delay. Go and have a look at the Think Travel website. And I'll just say again, if you are watching this, I don't think we've had anyone watching us live today. I guess you're all out in the sun. But if you pick this up afterwards and you do have any questions, then you can please post them in the comments, and we will make sure those questions get to Nick and Ash. And I thank you both very much. Thank you for giving us all that information, and for the work you've done on that fabulous website, and wish you every success with it, and lots more positive feedback.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Lovely. Thanks, guys. All right. We'll say goodbye
Thank
to
you.
you all now, and until the next Talking Cafe Live. Bye-bye, everybody.